first, and then Angela saw how well this worked, so she did the same to hold on to her boyfriend, too. Now, their boyfriends, Sean and Chris, are waiting backstage. Unlike the other men on the show today, these men already know the truth. They are really furious about having been lied to. You can't blame them. They'll be out here in just a minute to confront Sherry and Angela. But first, Sherry, since this is an experience you've had, we're going to learn from you. Let me start with you. Why would you lie about something as important as being pregnant?
Well, first of all, I didn't lie at the beginning. I really was pregnant. And he had left me, and I found out I was pregnant. And he came back to me. I think he wanted to do the right thing. And he came back, and we got back together. But I lost the baby about a month later. And I was so devastated, and I was so afraid that he was going to leave again. I couldn't tell him. And I didn't tell him for about 3 weeks. I lied about it but you can't lie about that for very long.
Well, very long. It's kind of hard.
I mean,
Sherry,
pardon?
why was it so important to hold on to Sean?
Our relationship, when it's good, it's really good. I love him more than I've loved anybody. And when I told him, when I neglected to tell him that I had miscarried, it wasn't something I planned. It just came out. I didn't think about it, and it just came out of my mouth. And I just...
You know, I think you hear us, and a lot of us are thinking, if you had to lie about being pregnant to keep Sean, what we're thinking is that relationship worth saving?
Yeah.
Angela, you said you got the idea to lie to your boyfriend from Sherry. Why did you feel you had to lie? And was it completely a lie?
Well, yeah, it was
You weren't
completely
pregnant.
a lie. There's no doubt about that.
What is it?
But, I mean, I didn't think we broke up for valid reasons. He didn't give it a chance, and I was desperate. I cared about him so much, and when he was gone, I didn't know what to do. And Sherry suggested it, but it's not her fault. It's my fault because I did it, but...
Let me ask you the same question I asked her. If the boyfriend wasn't sticking around with you, why would you try to fool him? In other words, is that a relationship worth having?
I think so.
I mean,
You think so? Okay.
I thought about
truth.
that myself, you know, and I guess at the time I thought it was, and you know, I don't...
How do you feel now about it?
About what we did, what I did?
Yeah.
I know what I did was wrong. I regret doing it. You know, I mean, the day that I miscarried, he came home, I was crying, you know, and I looked at him and I didn't want him to walk back out the door. And I didn't. I mean, I wanted that baby more than anything, you know, and I was hoping that it would bring us closer. I was hoping that it would, you know, make our relationship stronger.
Did it work?
I think he only came back. I think he only came back because I was pregnant. And, I mean, I love him so much. I would do anything
Well,
for him.
Sean and Chris have been waiting backstage. I think they're very anxious to talk to you about what you did. Let's bring them out. Sean, Chris, come on out. Now, Sean, we're going to start with you. How did you find out that Sherry had lied to you about being pregnant?
Well, after I split up with her, I moved out of the house and everything, and it's like for those 3 weeks when she came back, she told me she was pregnant, and for those 3 weeks I came back, and I've never seen no proof that she was pregnant. I just trusted her.
Do you today believe she was pregnant?
I mean, she said she wasn't lying, but then again, even if she wasn't, she lied
About losing her boyfriend Jason, and she told him she was having his baby. Unlike Sherry and Angela, Jody has not told Jason the truth. Now Jason is backstage where he can't hear us because he still thinks that Jody is pregnant. And Jody is going to tell him the truth in a minute. We're going to see how he takes the news. Jody, I want to hear your story. Why did you feel that you had to make up the lie to keep him?
Because we got in a really big fight, and I had him arrested. And the next day, I felt really, really guilty. And then I couldn't talk to him. And then Sunday, I have 2 children. I have a 4 and a 2-year-old. And he came, he put oil in our house, and he brought diapers for my son. And he walked in, and I couldn't handle it. I mean, I just couldn't. I wanted him back, so I just said, Jason, I'm pregnant.
Why was it so important for you to stay together with him?
Because he's everything to me. I had a really rotten childhood, and he makes everything all better. He makes me feel like I'm queen of everything. He's so supportive. I mean, my son never knew his dad, and he loves Jason. Jason is his daddy, and that's why I lied.
Why would you play mind games with someone like that, then?
Because I needed an excuse to go back with him.
Yeah, but
I didn't want my family
You don't play games
to
like
hate
that
me.
because once you do that, man, that's like mental scars. You just don't go around telling the guy something
I know
like that.
it was
making
wrong.
You think
I
he's a
know what
father.
I did was wrong.
All right, if you know that it's wrong, why do you want to tell him the truth now? You risk losing him.
Well, excuse me?
Why do you want to tell him the truth now? You risk losing him.
Because I love him and I don't want to lie to him no more. I want everything to be No, you don't understand.
Okay.
You don't understand.
Yes, ma'am.
He will understand. He will understand. I know he will.
Yes?
Yes, I just want to know how old all of you are.
I'm 25.
I'm 20.
22.
23.
How has Jason reacted to you being pregnant? Is he excited by this?
Yeah, he's
He is.
very happy.
Yes, ma'am.
If y'all have to lie to them just to keep them, I think y'all shouldn't be together.
So then there's the question. Would he have left you if you hadn't lied to him? Would he have left you if you hadn't lied to him?
Would he left me if I I don't think he would have left me. It's my parents. I was in a really bad relationship with my two children. And my parents think I'm going to do it all again, but they don't realize how sweet and how awesome he is.
They think he may be wrong for you.
Yes, and
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, my comment is to, what's your name, Sherry?
Yes.
Sherry, I really sympathize for you for losing your baby because that's
you.
something really devastating that any woman would have to go through. But I want to ask the ladies, where is your self-esteem? Okay, where's your self-esteem? Because just like the comment that was made earlier, a relationship is based on trust. And once you break that trust, you infect the innocence that trust brings into a relationship, and it's a very thin line.
I have self-esteem. I'm really weak when it comes to him. I really love him. I really love him.
I think he's right.
Not, pardon?
Now, Jason, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Jason has not heard any of this, and it's kind of difficult because we're keeping somebody in one place and somebody in another. He's in our green room waiting to talk to us about your relationship. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring him out. Okay, Jason? Did I pronounce it correctly?
Naja.
Naja.
Uh-huh.
Nia says that she was having problems with her boyfriend Ron, and the only way she thought she could keep him around was to lie about having his baby. Nia's cousin Naja says she's absolutely disgusted that Nia would pretend to be pregnant to keep her on. Ron is waiting backstage in the secluded area, and he's going to hear the truth from Nia in just a moment. As we wanted to tell the women, and you were saying about your mother and your father, it affects all the members of the family when you tell somebody that you're pregnant. So, Nia, it even affects your friends. Where did you get this hot idea of pretending you were pregnant?
From the soap opera, like a dum-dum. From the soap opera.
From the
From
soap
the
opera?
last 5 people that she told she was pregnant from.
No,
That's
don't
where she
even
got
don't
it
try
from.
that.
That's
Don't
where
do
she
that.
got it
Don't
from.
do that. See,
Because
now
this
she
is
getting
not
a
the
little bit
first
out of
person
hand.
that she told that she was pregnant.
It's not the
No,
first.
it's not.
All right, why
You
do
getting
you,
a little too
why
hot
do
of
you
hand
do
for
this
real.
to
Don't
men?
do that.
Nia, why do you do this to
She
men?
exaggerating. She just.
No, I'm not exaggerating.
Why did you do
No,
it to
she-
Ron?
What?
Why did you do it to Ron?
Because me and Ron, we've been together for a long time. And no, listen, we've been together
Why-
for 4
why would you
years.
play with a man's
I had a
mind
baby
for?
by. What?
Why would you play with a man's mind for, though? I mean, you just like playing
Can I
games.
tell the story, please? They
you
asked
can,
me a
ma'am.
question. Okay? So, as I was saying, we've been together for 4 years, and we have broke up for like a year or whatever, and me and my ex-boyfriend had got back together. And He's presently passed away or whatever. And so, we had a baby, you know what I'm saying? I had a baby by him, because you know what I'm saying? You know, that's your first child, whatever, you want to have a baby. So, you know, I had my baby. Me and him wasn't together. I had no idea we were going to get back together. We got back together at the end of my pregnancy. And he treats my daughter like that's his own, that's his baby doll and everything. He'll tell y'all that. But it's just like every time he look at her, he just sit there. He looks at her like he wants to have a baby of his own, yeah. And I see he looks at her kind of like with jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not my baby. I can't believe. You know what I'm saying?
Naja, you are upset about what your cousin is doing. What does it do to friends and relatives and family members? What does it do?
The reason why I'm upset is because she don't have to lie to him. You know what I'm saying? If he want to have a baby, they can. If she loves him like she says she does, and he loves her, then they can have a baby on their own. Why lie? He's buying clothes for the baby and everything. You understand what I'm saying?
He's out buying clothes.
He has bought clothes for the baby and everything, and really thinks that, you know, she doesn't have to lie. You know what I'm saying? He was.
Yeah. Do you think this will work? Do you think telling him you're pregnant will work?
It's working now.
How? Ron, as we told you, Ron has been backstage in the green room, and he hasn't been able to hear what's been going on. So we're going to give him a chance to come on and talk to us. Ron, can we have you come on out here? Ron, you know that Nia has come to talk to you about your relationship. How do you think things are going with the two of you?
What?
How do you think things are? I'll come up closer so you can understand me. How do you think the things are going between the two of you?
Oh, they're all right.
All right. I understand you're very excited about being a new father. Why? She's done this stupid thing 3 times. I think once is hard enough to imagine. How do you keep lying to men about being pregnant? Why would you do such a thing?
Well, first I had a low self-esteem about myself, and I thought the only way to keep my ex-husband was to tell him that I was pregnant.
It doesn't even work with an ex-husband, does it?
Well, he wasn't my ex-husband. He was just a boyfriend that I was seeing.
What advice do you have for these women?
Not to do it ever again. Learn from your mistakes. Do not ever do it again. I wanted love, and I'm sure that's what you want from these men, but you're not going to get it that way.
All right, meet Debbie Nigro, who has had lots of experience talking to men and women about their relationship because she hosts her own nationally syndicated radio show called The Working Mom on the Run. I think she's just won a wonderful award. Or What the Heck Happened to My Life? Now, that's the name of the show, not the question I'm asking her. What do you think about what you've heard today?
Well, I just, you know, and listening backstage, I think the ladies are using the wrong lure.
Let's find out what the right lure is when we return.
I feel in a relationship, you need communication, trust, and most of all, honesty.
Yes.
If you don't have that, you can't work.
And you?
Sally, my question is directed to the young ladies. I just wanted to know if you feel you have to trick your boyfriends to stay with you. Do you really feel that you should be in a relationship where you have to make someone stay with you?
Well, I think that's the point. That's really.
Hello, can I say something? I was not trying to keep him, you know what I'm saying, because we got back together. That's not why I lied. I lied about being pregnant, you know what I'm saying, to quote unquote add some kind of, you know what I'm saying, add some kind of spice to our relationship. Oh, my
Debbie, what would push a woman to do something so dramatic?
Well, first of all, I want to go back to the lure for a second.
Yes, the lure.
The lure.
What would it be called then if it's not?
Wait, Sean, it's Debbie's turn.
My turn.
Okay.
Go ahead, Debbie. Go ahead.
No, seriously, they're using the wrong lure.
You don't know what I'm capable of doing.
Naya, go ahead.
Just to lighten up the situation.
Shh.